Blowout loss to Oregon shouldn't take away from what Deion Sanders has done. It would seem that Colorado head coach Deion Sanders got a lesson in humble after his team was blown out 42-6 by powerful Oregon. However, don't think for a second that Sanders is a flash in the pan who doesn't have a clue about coaching a big-time college football program. Remember, he did not step into anything close to a winning situation when he took the job in Boulder. Colorado has only had one winning season since 2008, and it would be wrong to expect Sanders to turn the Buffaloes into a championship contender right away. Critics may talk about the bluster that Sanders came in with as he was hired by Colorado, but that was designed to bring in more talented players through the transfer portal than the team had on its roster. While that may have seemed quite cold to many college football observers, that's just what Sanders had to do in the current nil environment. A rising tide helps all seagoing vessels, and the high-level coachprime issue will help anyone associated with the Colorado program. If Sanders wants to sell that to players that are considering coming to Colorado, it only makes sense from a personnel perspective. It may not seem like a dignified way of coaching college football, but it can help any team that has bottomed out and wants to improve. After finishing the 2022 season with a 1-11 record, the many moves Sanders and the school had made through the transfer portal allowed Colorado to put a much improved product on the field in 2023. With quite a bit of bluster, Sanders and the Buffs went on the road and won a high-scoring, back-and-forth game against TCU. The Horned Frogs had a magical run last year and played Georgia for the national championship. It was a huge step up for Colorado, and a star was born in quarterback Deion Sanders, Coach Prime's son. Sanders completed 38 of 47 passes for 510 yards and 4 touchdowns. A week later, the Buffs pounded former rival Nebraska and registered a 36-14 triumph over the Big Ten team. Deion Sanders had another huge game with 393 passing yards, 2 TDs, and no interceptions, and wideout Xavier Weaver torched the Cornhuskers with 10 receptions for 170 yards and a touchdown. While the Buffs dictated the pace throughout much of the first 2 games, they were largely outplayed in the third game by in-state rival Colorado State. They were forced to play come-from-behind football after trailing 28-17 in the fourth quarter. Colorado was able to put together a desperation rally and send the game into overtime. Colorado demonstrated the will to finish the game in extra time, and the Buffs emerged with the 43-35 triumph over the upset-minded Rams. In many ways, the win over an inspired opponent represented the best coaching job done by Sanders. His team kept believing even though it trailed by double digits throughout, and many teams would not hold their poise in that situation. Sanders and the Buffs got a taste of reality against Oregon, and they face another brutal test Saturday against high-powered USC. The Colorado defense could not handle Bo Nix of Oregon, and the prospects are not good against Caleb Williams. Deion Sanders has clearly raised the level of the Colorado program, and a blowout loss has not diminished the progress that has been made to this point.